I don't know if you're like me, but I love a good road trip every now and then. Get some friends or family in the car, make a good long playlist, and hit the road. It can suck at times, sure, but it's cool, man. I've had some of the best moments and conversations in cars, and have learned a lot about some of my loved ones. There's something about a long car ride that just loosens people up, especially if you got the sun setting, the drive is smooth, and everyone in the car is just vibing. So I was having a conversation about Crossroads with Britney Spears, and I had the genius idea to make a best road trips movies of all time list. Sorry, but Crossroads will not be on this list, but some other bangers will be. So I'm going to pick 10 with 5 honorable mentions. I pick movies where a large majority takes place on the road, where the road is a central plot. Now, this must be done in cars or motorcycles or buses, no planes or trains, not travel movies, but road trips. Now, planes, trains, and automobiles would still count as a road trip movie, though. We'll see if it makes the list. I tried to pick a nice variety of genres and time periods. Guys, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're into this kind of content. Follow me on Letterboxd, it's linked below. And let's get into the best road trip movies of all time. Number 10, Road Trip 2000, directed by Todd Phillips. I had to start off with a goofy comedy, and hell, the title is there. Before making The Hangover and the Joker movies, Todd Phillips was having fun making raunchy college comedies. Road Trip follows a group of college buddies who take a road trip from New York to Texas in order to get a sex tape the main guy makes and accidentally mails to his long distance girlfriend at another school. This movie is funny as very quotable with a great cast of dudes. Breckin Myers, Sean William Scott, DJ Qualls, and Paulo Costanzo give all-star performances in this funny coming-of-age story about how time and distance can change people. It also has one of the best Andy Dick cameos. Number 9. Beavis and Butthead Do America, 1997, directed by Mike Judge. Don't worry, we'll get into some deeper stuff here soon, but I had to put an animated movie on the list, and I thought about Goofy Movie, but Do America was my favorite as a kid. This movie actually is a brilliant landscape of some of America's most recognizable staples, and two idiots interacting with them. If you're familiar with these guys, you know what to expect, but it's a fun time going through the desert, Vegas, and Washington, D.C. They spend time in buses, locked in trunks of cars, and even on planes. There are so many funny scenes in here, you kind of forget this movie is highlighting how beautiful America is, even in animated form. The desert trip scene is one of the coolest animation scenes of the 90s. Number 8. The Doom Generation, 1993, directed by Greg Araki. Now we're getting into some meat here. This is one a lot of people likely haven't seen, but if you have, you know it's a ride. Greg is an interesting director. He's made some of the best LGBT movies and some of the most controversial, like Mysterious Skin. Doom Generation is about 3 people who end up on an unexpected road trip after committing a murder. They end up forming an interesting love triangle. It's a weird one. I mean, it's raw, unnerving, and in a weird way, kind of sexy. It discusses sexuality, loyalty, polyamory, and a host of other things late teens and early 20s go through. Let me tell you this, if you haven't seen it, the end is really heavy, and man, it left me feeling kind of empty. Despite that, this is a fun movie for the most part with lots of style and 90s fashion. Rose McGowan was that girl back in the day. Number 7. American Honey, 2016, directed by Andrea Arnold. I don't care what anyone says, Sean Baker was watching this when he was filming The Florida Project. This movie is an interesting one by a director that doesn't get enough credit in my opinion. American Honey is about a free-spirited young lady who ends up meeting a guy and going on a road trip with a bunch of young 20-somethings to sell magazines. This movie has that modern day slice of life feel that's been hot the last 10 years. It's an odd coming of age story with lust, drugs, and self discovery. There's just this vibe about the movie I really love. There's some scenes in the van that just really encompass everything great about road trips. Sasha Lane and Shia LaBeouf are fantastic in this movie. Number 6. Sorcerer, 1977, directed by William Friedkin. This is one of the most intense ones on the list. Sorcerer isn't your average road trip movie. In fact, most people likely wouldn't even see it as a road trip movie, but it is. This movie stars the late great Roy Schreider as a guy who is hired to deliver some old dangerous nitroglycerin through the South American jungle with a crew of 4 men. So this is a thriller boarding horror, honestly. This movie is tense. Some of the scariest driving scenes ever, including one with a giant truck on a rickety ass old wooden bridge in the rain that had me on edge. This movie is gnarly and took a lot of trouble to make. It's aged like a fine wine, and I suggest throwing this on if you've never seen it. Number 5. Almost Famous 2000, directed by Cameron Crowe. One of the most heartwarming movies on the list, a coming of age story about music, journalism, and finding yourself. I love letter to rock music, the 70s, and friendships. This movie follows a young aspiring journalist as he goes on the road with one of the best up and coming bands. It's semi autobiographical to Crowe's real life. We see the harshness of being in a band on the road, the good, the bad, and the ugly. We see friendships form and crumble. We see a boy grow into a man and a future blossom. This movie has an incredible cast, some great costuming, music, and of course, great road trip moments. If you haven't seen this, I would watch the bootleg cut, which is the director's cut. It's about 3 hours, but it's absolutely worth it. Number 4, Easy Rider, 1969, directed by Dennis Hopper. I feel like this movie was kind of the modern road trip blueprint. It's so simple. 2 hippie bikers sell a bunch of coke and embark on a nationwide journey, meeting a lot of interesting people and doing some interesting things on the way. Dennis Hopper, Peter Fonda, and Jack Nicholson are fantastic in this movie. We get a lot of great road moments with the iconic bikes these guys ride. It kind of feels pointless and plotless until the very end, which is a very WTF moment, but has a much deeper meaning. This movie represents the changing of the country during a divided time of war. People were changing and starting to let go of some of the more traditional conservative norms they were used to. This movie challenged the norms at the time and is an iconic and so important piece of cinema history, which is still very relevant to this day. Number 3, Paper Moon, 1973, directed by Peter Bogdanovich. One of my favorite daughter-father movies, Peter Bogdanovich has a way with making movies that feel much older than they are. He grabbed real-life dad and daughter Ryan and Tatum O'Neal to show us a pair of cons in the Depression era driving through the South, terrorizing everyone they meet. What's great about this movie is the performances of its 2 leads. Tatum O'Neal is a fantastic child actor in this movie. Their chemistry feels so natural, probably because they're actually related. And it's truly a great film about love, loyalty, and acceptance. There's a perfect balance of charm and threat that makes this movie fun, all while having some real stakes at play. You can't help but root for these two despite them being kind of terrible. Number 2, Y Tu Mama Tambien, 2001, directed by Alfonso Cuarón. I think this may be my favorite on the list. Alfonso has made some great movies, but this one has the most heart and charm, maybe next to Roma. Y Tu Mama is about 2 boys from entirely different backgrounds who are best friends. Despite hiding things from each other, including what they actually think of each other and how they live, they meet an older woman at a party and end up making friends with her. The 3 of them embark on a road trip to a secluded beach and learn a lot about each other and themselves on the way that shakes up everything they've ever known of each other and about life itself. This movie is so fun, yet so tragic. It's funny with some bro out moments, but also charming and sweet, but it's still dark, all at the same time. If you've never seen this, give this Mexican classic a try. Before we get into number 1, I have picked 5 honorable mentions, no particular order. Thelma and Louise, National Lampoon's Vacation, Due Date, Mad Max Fury Road, and Into the Wild. All right, our number 1 movie, Paris, Texas, 1984, directed by Wim Wenders. Okay, if you're a cinephile, I just feel like you can't deny this as a great pick for the best road trip movie ever. Wim Wenders, a German director, came over here to the States and made one of the most gorgeous American stories. A movie about a man who abandoned everything in his life, including his child, which he left to his brother to raise, turns up out of nowhere and re enters their lives. This movie is one of the best shot movies of the 80s, showing us some of the most beautiful shots of American landscape you will see to this day. This movie is so emotional, and I'll be honest, every time I watch it, I always cry at the end. This movie makes you think. It's a nice slow burn to one of the most satisfying endings to any movie on this list. Harry Dean Stanton gives his best performance as a leading man for a change, and I highly suggest you watch this film if you have never seen it. Guys, thank you so much for watching my best road trip movies lists. Let me know if there's a film or topic you want me to review. If you made it to the end, make sure you leave a like. I really appreciate it. Sub for a guy if you're into this kind of content. Follow me on Letterboxd. Ralph Vader is linked below. I got a podcast with my buddy, The Cutting Room Floor. I'll link that below for more movie content. I'll be back next week. And don't forget the popcorn.